Let's be clear. The true danger isn't the person glaring at you across the room. It's the one who smiles warmly, chuckles at your jokes, maybe even offers you coffee, all while secretly wishing you'd vanish for good. Sounds intense, perhaps, but truth is often wilder and far scarier than fiction. Right now, someone in your life might be scheming your downfall, and you'd never suspect until it's too late. Hatred is easy to spot, but murderous intent, it hides behind a charming, light, Instagram-filtered mask. The scariest part? Most miss the signs until they're deep in the damage zone. This video isn't about fear. Oh, it's about survival. You're about to learn 5 chilling, often overlooked signs that someone doesn't just dislike you. They want you gone, permanently out of the picture. These aren't guesses or wild theories. They're real behaviors rooted in psychological patterns. Recognizing them could save your life or another's. So, before we plunge into the dark, do yourself a favor. Hit subscribe, because after this, friendly will never look the same. Ready? Let's dive in. Sign 1. The silent observer. We begin with one of the most sinister and easily missed signs that someone doesn't just hate you, but wants you erased. The silent observer. This isn't your average social media lurker or nosy neighbor with too much time. No. This is far more calculated, deliberate, and menacing. These people don't just watch you. They study you. They learn your schedule, dissect your routines, and gather details with a precision that feels more like military scouting than casual interest. They do it so quietly, so subtly, that most don't notice until it's too late. Picture this. Someone knows your coffee order, though you've never discussed it. They'd show up at your park, gym, or grocery store, always at your exact time. It seems like chance, until it doesn't. What makes this so dangerous is how it often goes unseen. We're taught to dismiss subtle patterns as paranoia, but predators thrive on that doubt, turning your hesitation into a weapon. I once heard of Christine, a mid-level manager, who ignored her ex-boyfriend's strange appearances at her usual spots. They'd split months earlier. She thought he was just struggling to let go. But she soon noticed he wasn't just nearby. He knew her moves before she made them. She switched gyms, took new routes to work, even changed grocery stores. Yet he kept reappearing. No threats, no confrontations, just steady, quiet surveillance. Her friends called it obsession. But Christine realized it wasn't that. It was premeditation. This behavior isn't about closure or reconciliation. It's about control, about erasing uncertainty before acting. Philosophers like Epictetus warned against assuming appearances are harmless. He taught that the wise stay vigilant, not just of others, but of their own peace and order. When someone disrupts that order, appearing too often, knowing too much, without clear reason, it's time to question, not excuse. We live in a connected world where surveillance doesn't need a van outside your house, just social media, mutual friends, or unguarded habits. The most dangerous aren't those who lash out openly, but those who smile politely while tracking your every step. This isn't about fear. It's about discernment. The Stoics taught that wisdom starts with clear observation and ends with firm action. If someone keeps popping up in your life without reason, especially when you haven't invited them, that's not fate. It's a red flag. Notice those patterns, question coincidences, and trust your instincts. Your unease isn't overthinking, it's insight. When your soul feels rattled, Don't doubt it. Honor it. Sometimes the scariest people aren't those who threaten you outright. They're the ones who watch in silence, waiting for the moment you're not looking. Sign 2. The Saboteur Strategy. Here's a chilling fact. Social psychology shows that even when a lie about someone is proven false, it still taints how others view them. That's the power of suggestion. And it's what makes the saboteur strategy so deadly. When someone seeks more than revenge, when hurting you isn't enough, and they want you isolated, they launch a silent war, not just against you, but against your entire support network. This isn't petty gossip. It's a subtle campaign of character assassination, executed so quietly that the damage hits before you even notice. They glide like shadows, whispering hints to the right ears at perfect moments. To your boss, they suggest you're unreliable. To friends, they imply you've turned toxic or changed. They avoid bold accusations, too obvious, instead planting seeds of doubt, suspicion, and misunderstanding. Each incident seems unrelated, so no one, not even you, connects the dots. You might start questioning your own stability, wondering why everything's unraveling at once. That's the core of this strategy: calculated fragmentation. These individuals don't act on whims. They operate with purpose. They spark conflicts to paint you as unstable, pulling strings behind the scenes to discredit you in personal and professional circles. They pose as victims or concerned allies, while secretly dismantling the trust others have in you. Their aim isn't just to tarnish your image, it's to sever your lifelines, ensuring you're alone when they strike hardest. From a Stoic perspective, this is especially insidious, as it attacks what Stoicism values: inner strength backed by clear reasoning. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." But a saboteur's obstacle isn't a growth challenge. It's a toxic fog clouding your path. If you're not careful, you react instead of reflect, getting dragged into drama, trying to prove your innocence or clear your name, only to seem more suspicious the more you speak. Awareness is your first shield. Don't chase every rumor. Anchor yourself in evidence. Preserve your integrity, but protect yourself strategically. Document emails, messages, timelines. Keep your truth sharp and your circle tight. Most importantly, recall what Stoics and Scripture affirm. Character shines through over time, not in chaotic moments. People may sway briefly, but truth endures. So, when someone lurks behind your conflicts, always near but never named, stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. You're not facing a mere manipulator. You're up against a strategist of destruction. The first step to winning: refuse to play their game. Sign 3. The False Friend Façade. Here's where it gets truly sinister. The third, and perhaps more deceptive sign, that someone doesn't just dislike you, but may be quietly plotting your ruin. The false friend facade. It's an ancient tactic, yet one of the hardest to detect. We're taught to see kindness as a virtue, warmth and closeness as loyalty. But when someone shifts from distant acquaintance to overly invested friend, especially without clear reason or shared history, it's time to question, not celebrate. These individuals aren't seeking your trust. They're securing access. What looks like care is often a calculated act. They probe with detailed questions about your schedule, relationships, fears, even past traumas. Not to help you heal, but to gather intelligence. They cozy up to your family, linger in your workspace, maybe assist with errands or personal tasks. Their aim isn't support, it's surveillance. Every secret you share becomes a tool, a piece of leverage, another vulnerability to exploit. What makes this so chilling is how good it feels at first. You're finally seen. Someone listens, understands, wants to help. But behind that warm presence lies a cold, strategic mind, mapping your world with surgical precision. They're not forging a friendship. They're charting the quickest path to your weak spots. From a Stoic lens, this is especially alarming. Seneca warned, "A friend is someone you trust with your soul, but trust must be earned, not freely given to any who smile and listen." The Stoics taught that discernment, or wise moderation, is key to emotional safety. If someone rushes into your life, their interest too intense, too sudden, too personal, pause and ask, what do they truly want? It's easy to confuse familiarity with friendship, but predators know this. They'll mirror your words, echo your emotions, even share their own vulnerable tales to lower your guard, all while cataloging your details like a spy crafting a target profile. Their charm and empathy disarm everyone. So no one, not even you, suspects until it's too late. So, here's what to do. Slow the relationship down. Guard your privacy like your peace depends on it. Because it does. Question why someone suddenly craves access to parts of your life they've never cared about. True friendship grows slowly. Sabotage hides in haste. Trust isn't just about who feels safe. It's about who keeps you safe when your back is turned. The false friend doesn't want your loyalty. They want your weaknesses. Once they have enough, they'll know exactly where to strike. Be kind, be warm, but be wise. Evil in a friendly guise isn't connection. It's camouflage. Sign 4. Escalating aggression. The fourth chilling sign, often shockingly overlooked, is what I call calculated escalation. When someone harbors intentions beyond mere hatred, they rarely leap to violence. Instead, they probe gradually, conditioning you to accept behavior that grows darker and more menacing over time. It starts subtly, offhand jokes, with unsettling undertones, remarks like, "I could kill you right now," followed by a laugh, or casual mentions of violence framed as humorous or edgy. Make no mistake, these aren't just tasteless comments. They're deliberate tests, crafted to gauge your fear and boundaries. Consider the case of Leah, a young woman who moved into a new apartment complex in 2016 after starting her first job. She met Adam, a neighbor who seemed awkward but friendly. Over time, Adam lingered more, helping with groceries, joining her on elevator rides, asking oddly precise questions about her routines. At a building cookout, he joked he'd be a perfect killer, knowing how to erase evidence. Everyone laughed. Leah, uneasy, brushed it off. But things shifted. Adam grew physically closer, too close. He'd appear in hallways exactly when she left for work, brushing past with no apology. Once, he blocked her apartment door, claiming he needed to talk. Then came the turning point. One evening, Leah found a hunting knife, placed neatly on her doormat. No note, no explanation, just the blade. Authorities initially dismissed it as a prank, but Leah didn't. She installed a camera, changed her locks, and documented every interaction. Within a month, footage caught Adam trying to pick her lock at 2 a.m., gloved, holding a black duffel bag. He was arrested, and police found a journal detailing Leah's movements, favorite places, and a timeline labeled execution window. This is the grim truth. Violent individuals often start with harmless acts to desensitize you. What seems like a joke or an accidental shove is part of a larger psychological script. The Stoics warned we must train our minds to anticipate evil, not in fear, but in awareness. Seneca said, "He who is forewarned is forearmed." If someone in your life regularly crosses lines and laughs it off, take notice. If their jokes carry threats, if they increasingly invade your physical space, or if they seem to study your reactions rather than connect, that's not a quirk. It's a red flag. Ignoring it could cost more than your peace of mind. It could cost your life. Sign 5. The patient predator. Now we reach the fifth and undeniably most perilous sign that someone may want you gone. The patient predator. This isn't the person who erupts in anger, leaves overt threats, or acts erratically. No, this is the coldest foe, the one who hides behind time. Their strength isn't violence, it's patience. These individuals play what Stoic philosophers might call the long game. Every move calculated, rehearsed, and timed with precision. They can wait months, even years, for the perfect moment, when most have already lowered their guard entirely. What makes them terrifying isn't their actions, it's their normalcy. They don't trigger alarms. They inspire trust. They inquire about your future plans, not from care, but from strategy, seeking to know when you'll be away, moving, or alone. Every chat is data collection. Every favor or connection, a step toward crafting a false sense of security. They might be your reliable coworker, the neighbor who waters your plants, or the friend who recalls your birthday better than your family. But beneath that calm facade lies someone rehearsing the ultimate betrayal. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, warned that our greatest threat is what we overlook. He wrote, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you must." But when facing someone with a flawless mask, what you see is designed to deceive. Their life is a performance, their kindness bait. The scariest part? They rarely slip. They wait for your mistake. When your routine falters, your support weakens, or your defenses drop, that's when they act. And because you trusted them, you never saw it coming. So, what can you do? Be cautious with deep trust, especially toward those who push closeness without reason. Guard your plans, keep boundaries sacred. You can be kind, but don't mistake kindness for blind access. The Stoic in you must stay alert, even when all seems well. Especially when all seems well. Let's be brutally honest. If any of these signs brought someone to mind, don't dismiss it. Don't convince yourself you're overreacting. If you've noticed the silent observer, saboteur, false friend, escalating aggressor, or patient predator in your life, you're not just facing negativity. You may be in the crosshairs of something far darker. Before this video ends, do 2 things. Save it, as you might need to revisit these signs when your instincts whisper again. Second, watch the next video on spotting covert narcissists, as these 5 deadly tactics often align with deeply manipulative personalities. Knowledge is your first shield, but action keeps you alive. Stay sharp, stay guarded, and above all, stay alive. If your gut's been murmuring something's off, this video likely just confirmed what you didn't want, but desperately needed. These 5 signs aren't about drama. They're about survival. Someone who merely hates you might roll their eyes, but someone who wants you gone? They study, sabotage, smile, escalate, and wait. That's not petty. It's predatory. If one nice person popped into your head while watching, don't ignore it. Your instincts exist for a reason. As the saying goes, The devil doesn't arrive with horns. He comes cloaked in everything you ever wanted to trust. Do two things now. Subscribe to stay one step ahead, and share this with someone who might be unaware. Knowledge is your first defense, but sharing it could save a life. Stay sharp, stay safe, and remember, it's not paranoia if they're truly plotting your downfall. Trust wisely, and I'll see you in the next one.